Hi all, welcome to this full moon energy update for the second full moon in August 2023, which takes place on the 30th of August. This makes it August blue moon, which means we have had two full moons in August. I like to see this as a bit of a do-over, not from the previous full moon, but in general energetically, this full moon is intensely charged to help us with some great and transformational changes. Now we are going to be opening up to some brand new energies beginning now, and it could have already started into the next 6 months. We're also working with a lot of retrograde energies. And actually the intro to my video got completely ruined. I don't quite know how. I don't want to blame Mercury retrograde, but it's kind of a thing. So I'm out here. I've had to run in through the rain to my work shed to film the intro again, so apologies if it looks a bit different like later on in the video, but we're here, we're doing it. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how these energies might be impacting us, the areas of life that might come up, and how to work with them. So to introduce myself properly, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Anna, Alchemist of the Arts. I specialise in working with the runes, but I'm also a bind rune artist. I share intuitive energy updates over here on YouTube, which is something that I'm going to be doing a lot more of. I also offer readings using runes and tarot. And I also create jewellery, I do wood carving. There's loads to check out over on my Instagram if you'd like to go and check that out and follow me over there. As always, all of my official links are below. Please be mindful of scammers. I do not use WhatsApp. I only have my website shop and my Etsy shop. That's it. That aside, let's get back into this. So this full moon is definitely going to give us the opportunity to look at things in a different way. It's going to open our eyes to different possibilities, different experiences, and I genuinely feel like a lot of this is coming from us having realizations about where we've been investing our time and energy, who or what we've been investing it into, or where we've even just gone along with the grain. The Laguz rune is something that keeps coming up, which is the rune of water, of energy of flow. And to me, this is signifying for us to be aware of where we are investing our energy, where we are going with the flow, and where needs be, calling that energy back to us. Now that can look very, very different for so many of us. It can be calling back our power, calling back our energy, deciding we no longer wish to invest in certain things. And this could be something that we do work on for several months. It could be dawning realizations, things that gradually filter into our consciousness. It could be an idea or a feeling that calls us in a particular direction, which could be really exciting. It could be uplifting and encouraging, and the opening of a new doorway, of a new pathway with that excited, fall-like energy that's calling us forwards in a new way. Or it could be that sense of irritation, frustration, and being able to honestly view what hasn't been working in our lives, where we've been spending our time, effort, and energy, and what it's yielded, and where it is now. If it's not that, then what is it? And it's these kinds of questions that are really important for us to ask ourselves at this time in order for us to have these shifting moments. And for some they could be tower-like moments. I don't see that as a wholly negative thing. What it is opening new doorways. Sometimes we need a bit of a shake-up in our lives to see things, and in the as the saying goes, when the dust settles, we do see things differently. We do see things with clarity. Sometimes we walk a little down the road and we get back and we take a look, and with a fresh perspective from a different point of view, everything becomes clear. We see things that we hadn't seen before. And in certain ways, I definitely think sometimes our path is ours to walk in order to have those realizations. And no reader, no family member, no outer person can gift you that perspective. They can share their own with you, but the true, authentic perspective shifts, they come from within. And they come from the ability to be able to self-reflect, to be able to be honest with ourselves, brutally sometimes, about the failed harvests, about the things that haven't worked out. You know, that Seven of Pentacles type kind of energy. What just didn't yield what we expected? What hasn't reciprocated back to us? And it doesn't mean that it wasn't worth the time or the energy or the investment up to this point. But at this point, if you know that you have got a feeling, a calling, something that you want to do, something that you want to invest in for yourself because you're worth it, what is it that you need to call your energy back from in order to invest in another way? And it doesn't mean like a like for like, oh, this person isn't, you know, that we're getting into situations here and this is just general, but you know, we can't treat every situation the same. We do have to use our discernment, but I feel like those situations which really have served their term or had their season in our lives, and I mean that in the most loving way possible, because they all are great teachers and are meaningful experiences, whether it's work, whether it's romance, whether it is you know, just our own focus and career path, or even spiritual beliefs. Whatever has become outdated, for a lot of us it could be a literal physical appearance change as well. Whatever feels like it's done, it's time to call it done. And that doesn't mean at this full moon we have to sit there and go, that's it, I'm done. Some of us might, depending on, you know, your own personality and your own you know, process with doing this kind of work and the situation. Some people might feel that way. And again, that can be triggering for us if we're on the receiving end of that kind of experience. But as well, you know, if we're in that place, we could make some very swift decisions and changes. But also, it's okay if these kinds of realizations, like I said, if they dawn, if they become more of a point of focus over the next few months. Something, I have these experiences sometimes where something just won't leave me alone. A thought, a feeling, an idea, that can be creatively something that I have to go and try and do, even if it's something I've never done before, especially when it's something I've never done before. Or it could be something that I'm very much feeling called away from, and recognizing that actually this is done. And I'm a Sun Moon Taurus with a Virgo ascendant, so I know about digging my heels in and feeling and staying where feels comfortable. That's one of my strong points. So making that decision to change, especially a big life change, can feel a little bit daunting, but you will take it at your own speed. And I personally believe that we can't get this stuff wrong. It takes us as long as it takes. Yeah, it might have taken so and so as long to do it, or they've got their experience, but this comes down to looking within us, about our experience, about our energy, about our experience of our life on the day-to-day basis. And we look longer term, look at the life that you wish to create, the one that you wish to experience. That isn't, to me, something that I've learned through my own spiritual work and learning about manifestation and all kinds of things. If we hold that as a far off dream, as something that we are going to one day achieve, when we list a whole line of conditions and then constantly compare our present experience that isn't that to that, there is that constant feeling of dissatisfaction, of non-attainment, of non-achievement, when actually, for me, this is about pulling our energy back and saying, okay, maybe this has served its purpose in my life, maybe this is done now, and maybe it's time to call in this, because I wish to have this experience. I would love this to be a part of my everyday life. So every opportunity I get to be that person, to be in that experience, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be present with that within myself. And if that means saying no to this person, to this job, to this thing that I would have normally done, I'm going to do that, because that gives me room and the space to say my yeses to these things, to pick that pathway and to keep following it. And that's how we get to that It's not a destination, but it's how we come into alignment with that vision, with that version of ourselves, and keep doing those things. So like I said, for some of us there could be some swift and dramatic changes. I don't think these are to be feared. I really don't. But I would definitely say expect change over the next 6 months. What you do with that is up to you. Your experience of that is within your control. I think it's very easy for us to feel very overwhelmed if we listen to a lot of we put a lot of power outside of ourselves with any kind of belief system or structure or spiritual belief system, or even just astrology or tarot or whatever it is. If we put all of our belief into that one thing and none into ourselves, it's always going to feel a little bit overwhelming. And for me, this is all about calling power back to self, calling that energy back to self, that strength back to self, to be able to make these decisions to move forwards. So this full moon is certainly going to shine a light on some things. Yes, we have a lot of retrograde energy. We have Mercury going retrograde. We have Venus going direct. There is a lot going on. However, you within that are still a sovereign being. You still have the power to make empowering choices, or to make choices and empowered decisions that shift you towards your greatest pathway, towards your greatest alignment with self, your truest self, to become that version of you that you already are. Like claiming it, claim that energy back. And that can mean leaving some of these old stories behind, especially the ones that have hurt us, especially the ones that have told us life is going to be this way and there's nothing that you can do about it. These are some of the big things that we have the power to shift and to break within our own perception and awareness right now. These are some of the choices that we can make for ourselves, working with some of these seemingly chaotic energies of change. It can feel a little bit intimidating, but I would definitely say keep focused on your own vision, on writing your affirmations or your scripting or your dream life. Hold that vision somewhere, wherever it is. And if you don't go there mentally enough, try and make that a practice. Feel that emotion of, but if I'm there right now, how would it feel? How would it be if this thing was, if I woke up and I was doing that job? If we never allow ourselves to shift emotionally, energetically in our thoughts to that experience, it's always going to feel outside of ourselves. So this is where we can call those energies in, and how we can do it. How exactly you can do it can be a bit different for everybody. There is a plethora of videos online about visualization, manifestation, meditation, getting into alignment, clearing out old energy. I'm not going to stand here and teach you how to suck eggs, because many of you will already be interested in these subjects and have some experience in them if you're watching this video. Of course, if you'd like my take on that, or any advice on that, or something that I have been planning on doing is more meditation videos. If you'd like me to talk about any of those topics, then just let me know. But for the time being, there is so much information out there. And I will say this, when it comes back to that energetic integrity and focusing on becoming our greatest version of self, to claim back our power from all of these outer sources, it's okay if some of the information that we receive or experience doesn't feel right to us. It is okay to listen to a spiritual teacher or like this video and go, actually, I don't agree with that. That's okay. We will find what we are resonant with, and it's okay if something doesn't feel resonant. I think follow the call of what feels like the truth within your physical body, what makes you feel emotionally like this is the truth. Sometimes the truth is difficult and it can make us feel uncomfortable, but I think there's a difference between that and then just saying, oh no, it's okay, and just bypassing it away. But again, use your discernment. Anyway, before I go on anymore, because this is going to end up a long video, I'm going to do some runes for you. So we're going to do some runes for the current energy and just ask what it is that we need to know, what runes can assist us, how can they assist us through these changing energies. Okay, we've got Alchemist. Now Alchemist has come out on its side. I'm going to take it in the upright. But coming out on its side also holds a message. This is about reconnection. This is about connecting with our ancestors. It's about connecting with the earth, with the land, whatever it is that makes you feel connected to something greater beyond this, all of the issues. Let's put it that way. If we focus completely, okay, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but this is important. There is so much talk about ego being this this negative thing that we need to get rid of. Actually, each of us is a complete, unique expression of so many different variables that make us us. Now, we can't attach completely to that because there is a great deal else. We're all connected. Everything in existence is connected, in my belief. But if we focus solely on the difficult and challenging aspects of our life, of our existence, of our experience here on earth at this time, that will become our point of focus. That will become where we fixate. That will become where we take these ideas of self, almost negative ego identities. You are not your problems. You are a great spiritual being having a human experience. And yeah, do you know what? Sometimes that human experience is going to make, you are going to make mistakes, and you are going to have difficult times or experiences, and you will also work through them and grow. And at your heart, at your core, you are still a beautiful being. And this is reminding us to reconnect with the things that make us feel that greater sense of both self but everything. What makes you feel connected? To me, every time I come to my workshop and I do some wood carving and I carve with my grandfather's tools, or I use my other grandfather's box plane, I am reminded of how lucky and grateful I am that they did their craft, that I have their tools, that energy flows through me as something I can tune into and almost energetically connect with their experiences, as well as all of the things that I've done myself. It's a beautiful experience for me, something that I feel very, very honoured to do. That makes me feel connected to my ancestors. This is a rune that connects to ancestors. But also to the greater sense of I am, of all that is. So ask yourself, what is it that makes me feel that sense of expansion? What makes me feel that greater sense of connection? Maybe it's walking in the woods barefoot. Maybe it's going to the ocean. Maybe it's going out with your friends and just having a brilliant time. You know, whatever it is, connect. Get another one. We've got two. We've got Ivars and Urus in the reverse. Absolutely. Look at where there are potential energy blockages. Look at where energy feels stuck. Well, because Urus is the rune of strength, it's reversed here. And to me, Urus in the reverse, it doesn't necessarily just signify weakness at all. It can signify, because of its connection to the Aurochs, which is an ancient cattle breed, or a cattle-like breed. To me, it can indicate a sense of stubbornness, of digging our heels in, you know, like that very fixed Taurus energy I was talking about within myself earlier. That kind of an energy. Look at where we are holding on to things energetically within our experience that is keeping us in a particular place energetically. What is holding us back? Where are we digging our heels into the ground and going, no, I'm not budging? Because sometimes it is that comfortability in the discomfort, in the dissatisfaction, that keeps us in a particular place. when on the other side of these extremes, these polar opposites of an experience, we feel like if we let go, that's it, we will have nothing, we will be abandoned, we will never experience love again, we will never have another job, we will not find that new experience. Whereas actually, when we let go, we create an open space, and with intention, with the power of creation, when we stop allowing ourselves to feel stuck, we allow ourselves to create, we open to potential. And within that potential here with Ivars, you could actually experience the polar opposite of what it is that you're feeling if you allow yourself to let go of being stuck in that feeling. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to get one more for you. What do we got? Yera. Yes, Yera is the rune of the harvest. It's the rune of manifestation, of realization, and this very much ties in with the energies that we were mentioning at the beginning of the channel part of this. What has been working? What hasn't been working? What is it that we need to change? Where are we feeling called to make those changes? Maybe you've reached a point where something hasn't come the way you wanted it to. Or maybe it's time for that life review, that moment where we go, actually, do you know, I need to take a look at this. I need to be honest with myself. Is this bringing me the satisfaction or the fulfillment? Or do I feel like this is challenging me enough? Do I feel like this is testing me in the right ways so that I can become my greatest self? And I know, I appreciate those are big questions and they're just worded my way. That's how I would word those questions for me. But find your way to ask yourself the right questions. And it's through those questions that we find the right answers. Everybody needs a slightly different voice. Sometimes it's our own, sometimes it's somebody else's. But this is very much about that review, about really seeing the truth of what has yielded in our lives right now, where we are right now, and then deciding what it is we need to change or want to change in order to move in a different way. Okay, we'll leave this here for you. I'm going to try and film a pick a card reading, and I'm going to try and be more regular with the readings as well, as soon as all my children are back at school, which will be in the next week or two. Things will definitely get back to a sense of normal. And I too have been making my own changes within my own life, within the ways in which I want to show up for the kind of work that I do and the different ways in which I do it. So there will be changes. I hope to share a lot more content on here, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to like, share, subscribe if that feels right to you, and if it didn't, that's absolutely fine. If you've watched to the end, then thank you for spending this time with me. I hope it's been valuable to you, or I hope you found some value in it. If you'd like to check out my artwork or the crazy stuff I'm making over on Instagram, then feel free. All of my links are below, as I said earlier. I do offer readings, personal readings. They're available on my website and my Etsy stores, and you'll be able to see all of the channel Blind Rune paintings and prints that I have available in those stores as well. So I love you guys, wishing you a really happy full moon, just sending you all my love, and I'll speak to you again really, really soon. Take care. Bye bye.